They say time heals everything, but what if the wounds come from your own family and they never stop cutting? My name is Erica Thompson, and I used to believe silence was strength. I kept my head down, I tried to be good, invisible. But when your own mother pretends you don't exist, when your stepfather calls you worthless and your sister steals the life that should be yours, something inside you breaks. Or wakes up. This isn't just a story about pain, it's about survival, rising from the ashes, and one night that changed everything. Let me take you back to where it all began, on Maple Street. The town of Maplewood, Oregon, glowed under the soft golden hue of autumn. Red maple leaves blanketed the sidewalks, and a gentle breeze danced through the quiet streets. Nestled at 108 Maple Street stood a modest house with a creaky porch, a slightly chipped white fence, and a warmth that wrapped around you like a favorite blanket. Inside, the Thompson family was beginning their day. Erica, just 13, scribbled in her diary at the kitchen table while the scent of cinnamon toast filled the air. Her father, Mark, hummed while fixing the loose gutter above the porch, pausing every now and then to wink at Erica through the window. Linda, her mother, fussed over breakfast with a tired but loving smile. Life was simple. On weekends, they made homemade pizzas, and Mark always added extra cheese because, as he joked, my girl likes her pizza like she likes her cartoons. Cheesy. They'd pile onto the couch afterward to watch Lilo and Stitch, their laughter mingling with the clink of soda cans and rustle of popcorn bags. Erica treasured those nights and wrote about them in her diary, carefully documenting every smile, every joke. Then came Monday. Mark left for work with a kiss to Erica's forehead and a playful, "Don't let your mum boss you around too much." That was the last time she saw him. That afternoon, 2 officers arrived at the door. Linda collapsed before they could finish explaining. Erica stood frozen as she heard the words, "construction accident," and collapsed scaffold. Her world tilted and never straightened again. Linda changed. She drifted into a silent world, parked in front of the television for hours, her eyes blank. Meals stopped, conversations ended. Erica, still a child, began cooking meals by watching YouTube tutorials, doing laundry, managing the groceries. Every night she wrote to her dad, "I'll go to the store tomorrow, Daddy. I'll make sure Mum eats. You don't need to worry." The house felt different now. Quiet, heavy. The bunk bed she once climbed with glee now creaked with sorrow. Her study desk, peeling at the corners, became her refuge. Old Disney movies played on repeat, their cheerful songs contrasting the silence around her. And sometimes, in the soft glow of the living room lamp, she would sit quietly, gazing at the photo of her father, her eyes asking questions she knew would never be answered. It started subtly, Linda smiling at her phone more often, putting on makeup for grocery trips, humming to herself. Erica noticed, but didn't ask. She didn't have the energy. One night, as rain tapped gently against the windows, Linda sat across from Erica at the kitchen table, twisting her wedding ring. "There's something I need to tell you," she said. "I've met someone. His name is Robert. He's a good man, and he makes me feel like myself again." Erica stared at her, numb. 2 weeks later, the front door opened to Robert Henderson, his daughter Sarah, and his mother Margaret. They didn't just bring suitcases, they brought change. Sarah, 6 and bright-eyed, twirled into the living room like it was a stage, calling it the castle. Margaret scanned the house like a critic at a gallery, already frowning at the curtains. Boxes appeared where Erica's books once were. The couch moved. Her father's tools vanished from the garage. Decisions were made without her. Suddenly, Sarah was the princess of the house. New dresses arrived weekly, her laughter filled the air, and every drawing she made was hung on the fridge. Erica's birthday came and went without a word. Her name became something Linda said out of habit, not affection. Then came Margaret. At dinner one night, the old woman leaned in, pinched Erica's cheek hard and sneered, "A girl your age should have better manners." Erica recoiled in shock. Linda only offered a nervous chuckle and passed the mashed potatoes. Robert soon asserted his control. He changed the living room layout, the dinner schedule, even what cereal was bought. "My house, my rules," he barked when Erica dared to object. "If you don't like it, you're free to leave." But the deepest wound came one night when Erica tiptoed into the kitchen for water. The smell of burning paper filled the air. In the fireplace, Linda stood alone, watching flames consume a photograph. the only one they had of Erica, her father, and Linda together. Erica froze. The crackle of fire was deafening. She backed away slowly, clutched up with arms wide open, squealing, "Sissy, Erica!" Erica smiled for real, maybe the first time in weeks. With Emily, she played hide and seek, read fairy tales with all the silly voices, and found brief moments where she didn't feel invisible. But Erica wasn't one to sit still. She started offering to walk neighborhood dogs, babysit for other families, and bag groceries at the corner store. She kept a log in a little notebook: walk Bailey, $10, watch twins, $15. Every dollar was sacred. After 3 long months of saving, she bought herself a modest smartphone, the first thing she ever owned with money she earned herself. She made the mistake of bringing it back to her mother's house. She was in her room, setting it up, when Sarah barged in. "I want one," she demanded, reaching for it. Before Erica could react, Sarah sprinted downstairs, yelling, "Daddy! Erica has a phone!" Moments later, Robert stormed in, snatched it from her hands, and handed it to Sarah. "Anything for my princess," he sneered. Erica broke. She cried at school the next day, and her teacher, concerned, reported it. Linda was called in for a meeting. That night, she came home fuming. "You went behind our backs? Told strangers about your family?" Her voice trembled with rage. "You're a traitor! I don't have a daughter anymore!" Erica stood silent in the kitchen, her feet glued to the tile. She didn't fight back. She just left. Back at Janet's, she sat by the window, rain sliding down the glass. Her diary lay open in her lap. She wrote slowly, "They hate me, but Emily doesn't. And I won't give up. I can't." Erica dove into her books like a woman possessed. While other teens went to parties or obsessed over prom, she studied. She stayed up past midnight preparing for the SAT and ACT, poured her heart into scholarship essays, joined online forums to practice mock interviews. At school, she kept her head down, her grades up, and her voice steady. She didn't need anyone's help, especially not from those who called her a burden. Then, one day, the letter came. A thick envelope from the State College of Oregon. She opened it with shaking hands in Janet's guest bedroom. Her eyes scanned the page once, then twice, before she gasped. A full scholarship! She had done it! All on her own. Her tears came fast, full of disbelief and joy. That night, she made the choice to go back to Linda's house for one last try, one last hope for approval. Everyone was at dinner: Linda, Robert, Margaret, Sarah. Erica cleared her throat. "I got in," she said quietly. "State college, full scholarship. You won't have to pay anything." Silence. Then Robert slammed his fork down. "So you've been applying behind our backs? Living off my roof, my food, and sneaking around?" Linda didn't look at her. She stared at her plate and muttered, "You think that makes me proud? Since your father died, you've done nothing but destroy this family." Erica's lip trembled. "Ma'am, I just wanted you to be proud of me." The slap came out of nowhere. Linda stood up, red-faced, and struck her across the cheek. The room fell silent. Erica stumbled back, eyes wide, hand to her face. She didn't say another word. Upstairs, she stuffed her backpack with clothes, her phone, her scholarship documents, her savings, all the pieces of the life she'd built alone. It had started raining. Erica stepped off the porch at 108 Maple Street for the last time, hoodie pulled over her head. She walked through the night, soaked and silent, to the only place that felt safe, Jenny Carter's house. She knocked once. Jenny opened the door and saw everything in an instant. Without a word, she wrapped her arms around Erica and pulled her inside. Maria DeLuca was nothing like Erica expected. She was sharp-eyed, silver-haped, and ran her kitchen like a symphony conductor. Every movement efficient, every instruction exact. Jenny introduced them with a firm squeeze on Erica's shoulder, saying, "She works hard, just needs a shot." Maria only nodded and handed Erica a rag. "Start with the windows. We'll see." Erica began at the bottom, cleaning toilets, bussing tables, scrubbing grease off ovens. It was humbling but grounding. Maria didn't tolerate laziness or excuses. She taught Erica how to fold napkins like roses, plate dishes with precision, and memorize regular customers' quirks. You don't just serve food here, Maria told her. You serve experience. You serve memories. By day, Erica tackled lectures and business textbooks at the State College of Oregon. By night, she washed dishes until midnight. She rarely bought new clothes, skipped parties, and hoarded every cent. Her life was simple: class, shift, sleep, repeat. But for the first time, she wasn't surviving. She was building. Eventually, Maria noticed. She started assigning Erica small management tasks, scheduling inventory, handling late-night customers. Erica streamlined operations, improved staff flow, and customers returned in greater numbers. After 5 years, Maria stood before Erica and Jenny and said, "I'm retiring. This place, it's yours now." Erica and Jenny didn't just take over, they transformed DeLuca's. They revamped the menu, giving classics a modern twist, and redesigned the logo while keeping its heart. They opened 2 new locations, DeLuca's East Side and DeLuca's River District. Reviews raved, business boomed. Then one afternoon, a reservation came in, an engagement party, VIP guests, a request for the entire private hall at DeLuca's downtown. Erica didn't think much of it until the name popped up on the confirmation form: Sarah Henderson. She froze. A decade had passed, but the name hit like a freight train. Her hands trembled as she reread it, just to be sure. It was her, the little girl who once stole her phone, the stepsister who'd been handed her life on a silver platter, was walking into Erica's restaurant, and she had no idea who owned it now. Erica didn't flinch. She squared her shoulders, looked Jenny in the eye, and said calmly, "I'll take the floor that night." The chandeliers sparkled, tables were dressed in white linen, silver cutlery catching soft golden light. Erica walked through the main hall of DeLuca's downtown, clipboard in hand, her name stitched in elegant gold on her blazer. She was calm, composed, and ready. Then she saw them. Linda's carefully styled hair, Robert's smug expression, Margaret's ever-critical gaze, and Sarah, glowing in a white cocktail dress, beaming like she owned the world. Linda spotted Erica first. Her lips curled into a smirk. "Well, would you look at that? Serving your little sister's big day. How poetic." Erica said nothing. She kept her expression unreadable. But Robert didn't. He stood, glass in hand, and without warning, flung a plate of salad straight into her face. "Do something useful for once," he spat. Dressing dripped down her cheek. Blood followed, just a thin line from the edge of a plate shard. Still, she stood tall. That's when Jenny entered, heels clicking against tile, holding a leather-bound document. "Ladies and gentlemen," she announced, "Erica Thompson is not your waitress. She is co-owner of this establishment." A collective hush fell across the room. Jenny turned to the staff. "Shut it down. Party's over. Escort them out." Security moved swiftly. Margaret clutched her pasta like it was a sacred relic. Sarah burst into tears, mascara running. Robert lunged, yelling, but officers arrived. He was cuffed without resistance. Guests recorded everything. By morning, the footage was everywhere. Robert's outburst, Erica's bloodied face, Margaret screeching, the dignity in Erica's silence. The internet responded swiftly. Praise for DeLuca's, calls for justice, memes of pasta grandma, and a public firing for Robert. Sarah's wedding plans dissolved. Linda, her social media accounts vanished overnight. Erica didn't post a thing. She simply pinned one caption beneath the viral clip. "Sometimes your story writes its own ending." A month later, Erica and Jenny were honored as Women of the Year in Hospitality. Maria, radiant in retirement, sat front row clapping with pride. And there was Emily, now 15, shadowing the pastry chef in her internship apron. Erica looked around and finally saw it. Not revenge, not victory, freedom, legacy, peace. "They wanted me erased," she whispered to herself. "But I rewrote the story. Not with hate, with success." Sometimes, the hardest battles are the ones fought in silence, behind closed doors, beneath polite smiles, and within the quiet ache of being unseen. But from that silence, strength can rise. Not loud, not bitter, but steady. Healing doesn't always look like reconciliation. Sometimes it's choosing peace over revenge and growth over approval. Life doesn't hand us justice, we build it, brick by brick. If this story moved you, made you think, or reminded you of your own strength, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that stay with you.